El Obo spear points are some of the oldest spear points ever to have been found in South America. And these spear points date back to about 16,000 years ago. El Obo points have a very recognizable look. They're long and narrow and lancelet, just like you see here, meaning they have a leaf-shaped, double-pointed outline. The edges curve gently outward, and the tip comes to a sharp point. The base is usually straight or slightly concave, as you can kind of see on this one here. The shoulders aren't well defined like later point types, giving the tool a smooth, flowing shape from base to tip. Most examples are bifacial or worked on both sides, but the flaking patterns vary quite a bit. Some points show broad thinning flakes, some show random flaking, and recent research has even found fluting-like scars and reworked bases. This variety tells us that the El Obo technology wasn't rigid. These early hunters were adapting their technology to the different hunting situations and environments they were coming across. Along with the spear points themselves, the El Obo complex also includes scrapers, burins, perforators, hand axes, all sorts of small microliths, and a variety of other stone tools. And this essentially shows a full toolkit that was used to butcher mastodons as well as shaping wood. Now, what makes El Obo especially interesting and what it tells us about the early peoples in South America, that these points show an independent technological innovation and tradition. These are not descended from Clovis and are potentially connected to many people that spread throughout the Americas much earlier. Now, some shape comparisons of the El Obo projectile points and spear points actually show a connection to the Mount Verde site in Chile. And this suggests a long-distance movement and shared ideas among the people that lived in South America at this time. In simple terms, the El Obo spear point is 16,000 years old and was one of their classic hunting tools. It was beautifully shaped, highly effective against large megafauna of that Ice Age era, and is truly one of the earliest examples of complex tool making in South America. This stands as evidence of the skill, the adaptability, and the innovation of the first people in South America. So I've got a couple different stone options to make these oboe points. Now, based off the archaeological evidence, many of the oboe points were made with some sort of volcanic material, something like a dacite, something like that right there, as well as straight obsidian. Something like this chalcedony was also used to construct those points. Chalcedony. As well as different types of jasper. Obviously I don't have a lot of jasper on hand today. I'm using my dacite to recreate the oboe point. There's like a little, right there, a little bubble or a little something in there. That's cool. The idea is to thin this out, get my oboe point about that length right there. Move that mass there. Now at least I've got a working edge. That's just piecing it out, taking piece by piece. Throw some long flakes. We'll get this to match that side. A little bit of mass. This could break it. It's a little bit heavy. I want to see if I can get up underneath this little lip and drive a long flake. I'll probably terminate halfway, but yeah, just as I called it. No worries. Roll. Get it the next time. Sometimes in flintnapping, you gotta use your pressure flaker to kind of set up some platforms and kind of isolate a couple different little issues. So it's a back and forth between pressure flakers, little hammer stones, and your billets. Pressure flake that. Well, I mean, we've been bifacial for a little bit, but you can start to see it taking shape and form. This will be one tip. Now I'm just starting to drop this end so it's got more of that kind of long laurel leaf sort of shape. A little sharper, a little bit thinner, perfect for sliding through some mammoth ribs. And there we go. Made exactly how they would have made it in South America 16,000 years ago. Resourcing a lot of that kind of volcanic material, as well as the same tools to knap it. It was stone and bone, some leather pads. This was the exact same way they would have made this style of projectile point to hunt mammoths. This took me probably, say, about 45 minutes. That would absolutely haft pretty amazing. These were made by some late Pleistocene hunter-gatherers that were living in parts of northwestern Venezuela and different parts of Colombia. These Pleistocene hunter-gatherers hunted large Ice Age mammals, specifically mastodons, and the El Obo spear point was their tool of choice. Many of the El Obo spear points were found directly next to kill sites or butchering sites of mastodon. Bottom line, the El Obo spear point, I think it's pretty awesome. You think about the stuff we come across in North America, there's a whole variety of spear points. Some of them developed independently. When you think of something like Clovis, it's spread everywhere. Canada, all throughout the US. When we think about El Obo, it kind of spread the exact same way that Clovis did, but in South America. So these points, these projectile points, truly a great point. It was an honor to research this, make this point, as well as show you guys how these Pleistocene hunter-gatherers would have made their points 16,000 years ago. I've said it once, I've said it twice. We've been using stone longer than steel. Highly adaptive point that traveled all throughout South America, making a difference for those hunter-gatherers that existed during that time. One last thing, all the research that I used, I'll put all the links down in the description below so you can read the same material that I read, draw your own conclusions, do your own analysis. All right, that's all I got. Appreciate you watching.